Are there any other ways to make money even after retirement? Okay, so I've been doing some thinking about that. And I know a couple of people who have already retired, and some are just doing little side hustles to help make ends meet. It kind of is a drag to know that pensions, in some cases, I guess, are not enough, that you have to feel like you have to keep making some form of income on the side. But why not make it fun? Huh? Why not make it fun? Let's think about that for a minute. All right? Like I myself, I'm 4 years short of retirement, and there's three things that I am definitely gonna pursue and try to see if I could spend the next 4 years solidifying and putting on solid ground so that by the time I do retire and start having that pension coming in once a month, that I'll be able to, have this on the side as well to have a little fun and have fun doing it. I'm gonna go over with you the things that I'm talking about here, and so stay with me here. Maybe one of these might resonate with you. Maybe it's something you haven't considered and you might be into. Maybe not. Maybe none of these are. One thing that I got into since the pandemic was astrophotography, which is the art of taking photographs of deep space objects from outer space, nebula, galaxies. Sometimes the moon. I took shots of the solar eclipse we had a few years back here on the East Coast. Stuff like that. I really enjoy that particular hobby. I've always been into space. Ever since I was a kid, I loved astronomy, the study of distant, stuff like planets and stars and galaxies and all that kind of stuff, the universe, right? And I remember loving it. And then when during the pandemic, I was actually in Puerto Rico that summer, and I was in Cabo Rojo, which is one of the provinces there, and it gets really dark there, right? So I looked up and I saw the Milky Way stretched out, and I remember taking my Canon T7i Little Rebel Canon camera, and I kind of like sat it on top of my car rental and pointed it up and did like a 19-second exposure, a 20-second exposure of the Milky Way. And when I saw that picture, I was mesmerized. I said, "Oh my God, I want to do more like this." So I started looking where else? Here in YouTube. And I found a rich collection of other astrophotographers that showed me how to do it. It took time, took some money saving. It is not a cheap hobby. And you got to put some investment into that. But I was able to do it. I was able to get some decent, good equipment over time, and I was able to take some amazing images that I'm very proud of to this day. I'm very proud of saying. People have seen, friends have seen my photos and said that I should sell these, and I was like, well, I don't know. Because you're your own worst critic, right? So I figured, is it really that good? I'm not NASA now. It's like you go to NASA website, you'll probably see a lot better looking thing. They got James Webb telescopes and Hubble telescopes and everything out there. But then I started realizing over time that, well, no, I think people would buy my pictures because they're my pictures. I took them. I created them. Okay? Um that's the way I started realizing it. Like, oh my God. I think there is a potential money grabber there. And it's based on something I love to do. Based on something I love to do. So why not go for that? So that's definitely one thing I want to do. Another potential moneymaker is, believe it or not, some of you might laugh at this, but it's actually a thing. karaoke. Okay, my girlfriend was the one who introduced me to the world of karaoke. I've always known it. I've dabbled with it on and off throughout the years, but I've never like become like a karaoke, guru or whatever. But then when I met my girlfriend, she told me that was something she did a lot, and she used to run events at local spots to do it. And she used to get paid for it. So I was like, really? So we would go to these places. She introduced me to some great people that ran the whole karaoke thing. Great guys, and we started doing karaoke, and I even found my voice in a way because I'm a guitar player, but I never really considered myself a singer. But then I started realizing that I do have a decent singing voice, and people would compliment me after the karaoke. Yo, dude, that sounded good, and all that. And I was like, oh, really? Me? Like, oh man, worst critic, right? So over time, we decided, especially during this one particular event where they needed help with karaoke, and her and I kind of like stepped up to the plate and actually ran the karaoke segment of the evening. I ended up feeling really good about that, and I realized how little equipment you really needed. It's not like I needed a huge DJ console to do that. You don't need to do that. All you need is a laptop, which I had, microphones, wireless microphones, which we have, speakers, which I have, and I even have a mixer, like an 8-track mixer. So it's like, everything, we have everything already. So it's just a matter of finding the spot, getting our names out there, and maybe we can make some side money and turn it into a business, right? So stay tuned for that, because I will advertise that here, on this channel. I think it's worth it. So if you're into karaoke, if you're into singing and doing that, consider that as a possibility for a side hustle after retirement. Listen, I'm Generation X, right? What better time to have grown up with music than the 1980s? That was the time of Cyndi Lauper, Prince, Phil Collins, you know, uh, who else? I can't think of others right now, but you get my point. Okay, there's so many artists that evolved. That Whitney Houston started during that time period. So you have all of these incredible artists, the new wave movement, the Cure, Depeche Mode, U2. Those are my favorite bands. It was a rich time in our youth, and we appreciate and we celebrate that by singing those songs in a karaoke setting, which is amazing. I definitely would go for it. I would recommend it. A third thing that I think would be amazing to experience as a side hustle after retirement, and this is specific. This is for a specific group of people, in which I am one of. Musician. I'm a musician. I play guitar. You see my bass guitar back there? Yeah, I play a little bass also, but I have like 6 guitars. I have some electrics, 2 acoustics, and I've been playing guitar since college. That's when I started learning how to play. It's never too late to learn. And when I played in a few bands over the years, and of course, when you're younger, you're hoping that you become, you hit it big and be in a band and go on world tours and stuff like that. Ended up not happening for me and for my buddies too. But what ended up happening was this deep love and appreciation of the music again that we grew up on, kind of like the karaoke. But a big thing that's happening right now in the music circuit in regards to music venues, clubs, bars and grills is cover bands or tribute bands. I know There's this amazing Pink Floyd tribute band that I'm friends with called Prognosis, and they go up and down the East Coast doing gigs, and they're amazing. They nail it down. Big Pink Floyd fans, as am I, and for them to do that and have that steady side hustle going on, it's telling because people go to see them. People go to see them. There are other tribute bands, the Musical Box, Seconds Out. Those are two groups that do Genesis material from the 70s and the 80s. There's other groups that do similar things. Now, there's also cover bands that I can think of a couple off my head. FDR Drive is one. That's really all I can think of right now. But you go to, like, say, a mall, a shopping mall, and there's a stage, and there's a group there, and they're singing like the hits from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, maybe a couple modern stuff, and people are dancing and jumping. They really, because there's people that are lured to that kind of music. Music is the language of the soul. Music speaks to us, regardless of color or creed or anything. Music is amazing. And again, a whole bunch of Gen Xers on a stage playing music from the 80s or 90s. You guess who you're going to lure in? Fellow Gen Xers. And that's who I see in these places. And they pack them up and they make a good substantial amount of revenue over it. Now imagine being able to do that on a full-time basis. I can. I'm working. No, you're not. You retired. See where this is going. Huh? So that's definitely something I'm pursuing as well. My girlfriend and I are working with a couple other friends of mine who are also musicians, a drummer, another guitar player who also plays bass, and we have been doing a whole set list of songs from that time period. And our goal is to start landing gigs and to start doing it now. We're not waiting to after we retire. We're all in the same age range. We're not waiting. We're gonna do this now. We do it during the weekends, if anything, right? Or maybe, if we can wing it during the work week, whatever. I mean, I have 2 months off because I'm an educator. During the whole school year, but aside from that, there is nothing that can stop us, really. Only ourselves. So imagine developing and putting together a cover band and solidifying that and making that a thing over the course of the next 4 years, so that by the time I do retire, I have this extra stash of money made from that, and I continue to do that. So, and this is for people who are musicians. Maybe some of you are not and want to learn how to play an instrument. It could be anything. It could be guitar, bass, keyboard, drums. Whatever your heart leads to. Follow your heart and follow your passion, right? Use your passion as a source of revenue to help feed your later post-retirement years. Because if you do that, there'll be more fulfillment there. You'll be happier. I think I'll be happier, and I'm not there yet. This is talking about somebody who hasn't been there yet. But I know it's coming. It's right there. It's in the horizon. It's in 4 years. 4 years go like that, okay? Before I know it, I'm going to blink, and it's going to happen. So, so doing that, in combination with the other two things, maybe can I do all three? Why not? If I make the time for it, it keeps me busy. If one thing works better than the other, that's a good thing too. If two of those things work better than one, that's fine. If I end up with just only one thing that is constant and is working and is helping, that's okay too. Okay, the goal is not to fill your calendar up with so many things to the point that you're going to start feeling like you're at a job again. The point is to find something fulfilling for you that gives you a sense of meaning and purpose, and at the same time put some extra cash on the side so that you can have a little bit more to mess with, to enjoy, basically. So those are my thoughts on three things that I plan on doing after I retire, whether it's both of them, all three of them, one of them, or two of them. What are your thoughts? What would you like to do? Please share with me. Let's talk about this. I want to know. I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. I'll reply. Okay. What you would like to do after you retire, or what you're doing. Maybe you already retired, and you please share with me what you're doing now. I could use the advice. I could use the practical advice here about such things. Very important. So until next time, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless you.